Hey, what's up? Like, totally time for 90210.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the 90210 show. My name is Mark. With me as always is my girlfriend, Carol. How are you doing today, Carol?
Hey, what's up?
Not much. It's been a good week here. It is, I don't know, what the hell is it? It's July 12th, 1996.
Is the confusion setting in, Grandpa? Having a little sundowners happening? I don't know.
The fuck is sundowners? What does that mean?
Haven't you noticed how old people just get confused at night?
I always thought that was an eyesight issue.
Nah.
Sundowners. What does that mean? So, like, when the sun goes down, like there's zombies, just raging, confused packs of old people on the street at night.
Basically.
Where's my pudding?
That's gonna be you someday.
Oh my god! What a horror-filled picture of the future you've just painted for me. Thanks.
Anytime.
You're just gonna be sitting there on the couch laughing at me.
Yeah, pretty
You're
much.
gonna know exactly where things are, and you're just gonna laugh. No, you can't find your heart medicine, Ma!
Oh my.
As I clutch my chest.
So, back to, I don't know.
Back to what?
90210.
That's what you started me with. Back to nothing. Back to the silence that preceded the beginning of this episode.
Wow.
What about 90210?
So, Brandon is still with Emily.
The former punk rock girl, now the marine biologist girl.
Yeah, like, what the fuck? They completely changed her.
It's a completely different character.
Yeah.
Which makes what happens in the show ridiculous.
You mean because he's still all into her even though she's not the same?
No, what they say to each other.
Oh, yeah.
That's ridiculous because, like we said, she's a completely different character.
Yeah.
At this point. No more euphoria. More like you...
Euphoria?
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Oh, my God.
Although he did stop sleeping on the couch at least.
Oh, yeah.
That's realistic.
They're cuddled up. They're cuddled up with their sitcom neighbor coming in.
Yeah. But, like, she's weird. Like, she wants him to eat dim sum.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what the fuck that is. Do you?
Some sort of Korean dish, I think.
I don't know. But and then he ate rice curds.
Rice curds. You almost said ice cream.
I did.
Kind of looks like ice cream. What's rice curd?
I don't know.
It's rice and yogurt, essentially.
Gross.
Yep, that's what it is.
Why?
I don't know, because they like it. I don't know.
Like,
It has that tanginess, but also the rice.
Like, go eat some fucking, I don't know, broccoli pizza or whatever they eat in San Francisco.
Oh, my God.
Not dim sum.
Broccoli.
I mean, I guess they do have probably decent Asian food in
You would
San
think
Francisco.
so? Yeah, they probably have one of the largest Asian populations in this country.
Right? Just like we have some pretty decent Middle Eastern food here.
Oh, for sure. Very good Middle Eastern food here.
So, yeah, they're getting all close and cuddly, and they talk about, they literally, like you were hinting at, say they love each other. Mm-hmm. Idiots.
They talk about it first. For some reason, Brandon goes through all the collection of bodies that he left in the desert.
Yes.
and they try to give him like some of them a backstory. I mean, I think the Olympic girl's the only one that made it out of there. But I'll tell you what, we didn't see her in the Olympics, so
True.
I don't know. Maybe Tanya Harding got to her first or what. I don't know.
Maybe.
But he runs through all of them, and it's so weird that he's just telling her all this. And then he's like, but with all of them, I never said I love you. And she's like, oh, you know, when they talk about it, he's like, maybe I'm incapable of love and all this stuff and everything.
Which was so stupid because 2 seconds after he says, maybe I'm incapable of love, he says, I love you.
Yeah, because she says, I love you, Brandon. He says, I love you too, Emily. He doesn't know her anymore.
Right.
It's like we said. I mean, maybe, I don't know. These are pretty drastic changes for a person. But maybe a person could make some of these changes, but you wouldn't know them anymore. I mean, they've spent a lot of time apart, and they don't know each other. But now he loves her. I think he just wants to love her.
Yeah, he just wants to love anybody.
He wasted his first I love you.
Meh.
Although I really do like this actress, but...
Yeah, well, we'll probably never see her again.
Yeah.
So.
Although we said that before, I don't know. She seems to be the one that can get away from his clutches, so I don't know. She might come back.
But we know whose bed he ends up in at the end of this season. So.
Oh, yeah.
It's not her.
No.
She's going off to France to do some marine biology program.
That's the big secret, is that I thought they said the Culinary Institute at first, but it was...
Yeah, that would make more sense.
But it was some sort of marine biology institute in France, which I don't get.
Yeah.
France is not really known for its marine life.
Like, being in California seems like the place to be.
I mean, they had
marine biology.
They had a bunch of seals there, or sea lions, or whatever the hell they were that she was talking about how they're there, and she could have studied them.
Right.
Yeah, there's I don't know all the different colleges, but there are good marine biology programs. I know it, like UCLA and USC, and I would assume other ones in the area. And then talk about like the University of the Virgin Islands, or some of the Australian universities.
Okay.
Places like that, where there's much more marine life. Mm-hmm. France has the Seine, great. That's a great river, and they're on the coast of the English Channel and the Atlantic Ocean, but it's not like they're. I don't know. When I think of sea life, I don't think France.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't imagine they would have but like we said, a culinary institute in France. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, I wish they would have done that. I wish they would have either had her go somewhere for marine biology that made sense, or had her be into food.
Yeah, there's that Cordon Bleu school or whatever. That's a famous school in France, famous like culinary institute.
But either way, she's ready to give it all up to stay with Brandon.
Right.
And then her nosy neighbor.
Dimples.
What?
And his dimples.
Right. But her nosy neighbor clues him in to what she's giving up.
Yeah.
And so then he makes her go because she says, if you love her, if you really love her, you'll make her go. So this is him trying to prove he really loves her.
Yeah, and she's very inappropriate in several. Like, she tells him this one night when Emily didn't want to tell him. And she tells him one night. Then the next morning, she's there bright and early in the morning. I don't see any bags packed. Did you tell her yet? That's her greeting to him.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, you're going to drag your feet on this just like Emily or whatever. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, she's very bossy.
Is she the scriptwriter? Like, why does she think that she has so much control over this situation?
I do not know. It's a very strange.
It's a ridiculous thing. And she's a ridiculous character.
Yeah, I'm glad this storyline is over.
Me too.
It was kind of irritating.
Brandon needs to move on to the I'm into politics storyline.
Yeah. Yeah, he'll find his thing as it goes on, I guess. Mm-hmm. And somewhere between here and the end of the season, he still hasn't met Claire. That's happening.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. But, so they stand in front of a picture of the Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah.
and pour their feelings out for each other. And, to prove that he really, really loves her, he quotes the movie Casablanca to her, which I don't think she recognized.
Yeah, that was weird.
And then...
were you just tired, writers of this show?
Right, seriously. That was a very good copy and paste job, everybody. And then she's like, well, I don't like airport goodbyes because it's like a scene from an old movie. It's like, you just did that. Like, you can't steal from a movie and then be like, oh, but we know we did.
Right.
So it's okay. We're going to call it out, so it's fine. And then she gets on the plane and leaves, and she's gone. Emily Valentine, gone again.
Bye-bye.
I wonder if she comes back, I wonder what her next iteration will be.
Well, maybe it'll be when they've all graduated. She'll come back as a marine biologist in California. That would make sense.
Maybe she'd be a literal angel at this point, considering where she went from and what she's going up to in Brandon's mind.
Right.
She'll be talking to that one angel. Hey, they're going to get in the car accidents.
Oh, my God.
So what else happens in this episode, Carol?
Well, Brenda has an acting workshop.
Oh, that's a big one, yeah.
Which the director / writer, whatever the person running the workshop.
Writer and director. Writer, director, and producer. This guy wears all hats. All of them a beret. All of them douchey.
He has written a play talking about how we all wear masks.
That's right, the masks we wear. And people are in literal masks.
Yeah, it's not like Jim Carrey's The Mask, though. It takes itself way too seriously.
That was Jim Carrey's The Mask was better than this play.
But Brenda got the starring role, and I believe the reason is because he wants to see her naked.
Absolutely, 100%.
Because he wrote this play for someone to take their clothes off. Mind you, it's not even like a full-on play. This is an acting workshop.
Yeah.
What? I mean, like, this isn't a big performance. This isn't a big deal. You shouldn't have to take off your clothes.
Right.
Yeah, for something that's not a big deal.
Yeah, exactly. Every time you take off your clothes, Carol, it's a big deal.
Hey, now. But, I mean, at first she's like, I'm not doing this, but he talks her into it.
Yeah, well, he's like, this is the emotional crux of the play, and we all wear masks, and this is our biggest armor is our clothes and all this bullshit. And imagine a pencil-thinned, mustachioed, like, caricature of pretentious theater. Like, pretentious New York theater. That's this guy.
Yes, for sure.
And, yeah, so he convinces her to take her clothes off. So that's what's going to happen. She's got a little, I don't know, cape or cassack or whatever the hell you call it on. Everyone else has these very festive white pale masks. They have pale like white pancake makeup or something like all over their face. Mm-hmm. But they also have these masks. Some of them are in the background. Some of them pass by her. She's like, we need to shed these masks.
But what is truth?
Yes, what is truth? What the fuck? What kind of line is that? Oh, my God, this thing. And I love how they called out how shitty this play is.
Oh, yeah. Everybody was making fun of it. Her parents found out about the play, but they don't know.
She tried to not tell anybody.
Yeah.
At first, she was excited. She's like, it's a workshop, and I have the starring role. And then, once she realized she was going to have to take her clothes off, she decided to not tell anybody.
Yeah.
And then, like, Dylan's like, I'm going to, I'll come see your play. And she's like, maybe you shouldn't, though. It's just a dumb workshop. Don't do it, She should have said it's nothing you haven't seen before.
Right.
Dylan. And Kelly's right there.
Yeah, it seemed very weird. Like, him and Brenda were kind of flirting, but Kelly was there and she was fine with it.
And, yeah, she, like, he's like, I wouldn't miss it or whatever. And he leaves, and Kelly looks at Brenda like, he's going to see your tits. Kind of like, shouldn't you be upset about that?
I don't get any of it.
Yeah,
like,
I don't understand.
Eventually, he's going to just have to get them both into bed. That's the only thing that makes sense right now.
I don't think it's going to happen, obviously.
Well, no, I mean, unless they... Oh, God. My mind went a bad place.
Oh, no. Unless they invite Brandon?
Yeah.
Is that what you were going to say?
But then I remembered.
They're siblings.
Yeah, that would be no good.
Not only siblings, they're twins. As related as you can get to a person.
Right. Ew.
Holy shit.
But yeah, somehow her parents find out. Like, somebody mentions to them.
Dylan.
Yeah.
Because for whatever reason, they're at the fucking Peach Pit.
Oh, yeah.
Because... What's his name? Joe E. Tata. What's his name?
I don't know. Nat?
Nat, yeah. Because Nat has to get his 2 seconds of airtime in this episode. They go there, and they're eating, whatever, a burger or something like that. And Dylan's like, what about the home cooking or whatever? like Cindy isn't fucking deserving to not cook a meal once in a while. And she's like, well, the kids are out of the house, so...
But they're not.
I thought I'd give myself a break.
I mean, that's what's fucked up, is, like, both her kids are still there. They're just not eating there anymore.
Yeah.
She's never going to be really free. Seriously, I don't think those ones are ever moving out.
You've got some doom and gloom going on there. You have some demons that you're dealing with?
Hey.
Mark, you're going to be a fucking insane, forgetful monster when you're older. dying from not being able to find your nitroglycerin pills. And Cindy, you're never going to be free. Those kids are a fucking anchor to your ankles.
Anyway, okay, so they all go to see the play, all of them, all her friends, her parents. She sees her parents are out
the
there.
Front row, front and center.
Yeah.
She's like, oh my God, my parents are here. And someone's like, oh, they've seen you naked before. It's like, yeah, 17 years ago.
Yeah, that's gross.
Things have happened since they saw me naked.
So it turns out that she actually has like some kind of leotard thing on underneath.
Yeah, it looked like a very tight black dress or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and she like acts like she's trying to take it off and she can't get it off. And
give me a second. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
It's actually pretty funny, and everybody laughs, and it seems like the best part of the whole play.
Yeah, and then she takes off that dress, and under it, an identical dress. Or a leotard or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
And she's like, maybe masks are not such a bad thing. And she changes the message of the play completely. And then the guy's pissed. Now, I think he's pissed because he didn't get to see her boobs.
Yeah.
But he's mad.
She also fucked with his work. I get it.
Yeah. And he's like, and she's like, it was the best part of the play. You know, you just take chances. And I took a chance and it worked and all this bullshit. And instead of just saying, look, I didn't want to get naked in front of my mom and dad. You want to fire me? Good. That's fine. I don't need to do this.
Right.
And, you know, he's all like, I gave you a chance, you know, stuff. I mean, it was some really bad bullshit. But then eventually he's like, no, don't change a thing. It's great. And then he walks away. And she just kind of stares at him and she's like, thanks. Like, what the fuck kind of... What? Don't do the play anymore, Brenda. Or don't do the workshop or whatever. Move on to something else.
Yeah, I didn't really like their interactions.
Why
either.
do you need this fucking prick's play? I don't get it.
So that was Brenda, and then Steven
Sanders.
Like last week, it was the girls that we were focused on that were rushing their sororities.
Well, they're still doing it too, kind of. Because at the beginning, we're doing the they're marching in their face makeup or whatever.
No, that was the end of the last one, I think.
No, that was the beginning of this episode. Because that's when they kiss.
Okay.
And
they did that stupid music?
Yeah, Dylan and what's her name? Jenny Garth. What's her name? Kelly.
Yeah.
Share a kiss, and it sounds like it sounds like a fairy is getting its wings.
It's so fucked up. Like, I don't like that. It's like this show is making itself cheesier and cornier as it goes on, and it needs to stop. It's like it's kind of making fun of itself, but you're not quite sure.
Why wasn't there pixie dust raining down on them? That's what I want to know.
Right.
With this music.
So, yeah, I don't know if they're back together or what, but they definitely had a kiss. And Steve is, like, forced to dress up like a girl.
Yep.
And stand there and hand out pictures of him dressed up like a girl in the quad or whatever the fuck
do you
call
think
it.
Do you think that guys are going to grab those pictures and then have some solo activities?
That's so gross.
Because, I mean, like, I don't understand the point of it otherwise. It's like, what the fuck? That's a really fucked up thing.
Well, I mean, I really don't. I don't think anybody would look at that picture and masturbate, even if they were.
You'd have to be gay.
Into
probably, right?
transvestite dudes or whatever. Like he didn't look that good.
No. You know who looked better was John Leguizamo.
Right. Yes, he was a very pretty girl.
And Tu Wong Fu. Thanks for everything, Julie Newmar.
So there's that. They keep making him drop down and give me 20. And John Sears had him recite the alphabet while he was doing push-ups, which is really shitty.
John Sears is trying to break him because he's pissed off that he wouldn't let him fuck a teenager.
Yeah. He doesn't want him to be part of their sorority anymore.
No, because
fraternity.
Because he frowns down on statutory rape.
Yeah, we don't need any of those assholes.
I mean, what the fuck?
So then they tell him he has to go steal one of the professor's signed baseballs signed by Jackie Robinson.
Jackie Robinson, yeah. The first black Major League Baseball player, number 42. But also, it's that dumb professor whose wife is fucking around on him that is obsessed with sports.
Yeah.
It's that one. I can't remember his name. But, Brandon's favorite professor.
Yes. So,
and they give him a key. And he's like, ooh, legacy key.
He's like, I've done this before.
Right,
I've been down this road before.
I almost got kicked out of school, and they're like, you're going to fucking do it.
They're like, yeah, we know. Why do you think we chose this?
And the thing is I don't think he'd get kicked out of college. I think that, especially that professor would be like, oh, it's their fun little prank thing. Like, you know, I get this. They do it every year. Like, because it's not like they were going to steal it and then, sell it?
I don't know. What were they? He had to retrieve it. He had to bring it to them. Like, what are they going to do? Just give it back?
Probably. That would be my guess. I mean, it's like when you assemble an automobile inside of somebody's office or something like that. They do pranks like that somewhere, you know. Like they assemble, they bring something in there and then they assemble it inside the dean's office. Something that's way too large to get out the door. Like you have to bring it in piece by piece and assemble it. And it's like, there you go, you know, you're fucked, haha. They don't just leave that there. Eventually they come back. We never see it in the movies and stuff. There's never a scene of them after their triumphant high fives and stuff. It's 5 hours later and they're taking the stuff apart and somberly taking it back to their frat house.
Right.
But it happens.
Well, hopefully you're right. Hopefully Steve doesn't suffer any major consequences. But, man, John Sears is such an ass. I really, really hate him.
Yeah, they've turned him into quite the villain. But, yeah, Steve does get caught. I guess we should mention that.
Security guard walks in and sees him.
Yeah, security guard's like, spread him! He says spread him.
Yeah.
What is he planning on doing?
Right, you're already wearing a
Steve
dress.
in that dress?
Oh, goodness.
But I think, and I said this, my speculation is that John Sears tipped off the security. That he was like, oh, hey, somebody might be trying this. You better keep an eye out, because he wants Steve to get in trouble. Because he's a piece of shit.
Makes sense.
Steve's like, I'm not going to quit, because then John Sears wins, and I'm going to win. Because we know how competitive Steve is.
Is he? Is he going to win?
I don't know.
I think so.
Yeah, eventually. Because, you know, he outs that dude for being gay.
Right.
Becomes the hero of the fraternity because he purges it of homosexual members.
I think that was pretty much it for this episode.
I mean, everyone else is kind of not doing anything. Donna's whatever.
Yeah. She was there.
Yeah. Brian Austin Green leans forward when he thinks that Shannon Doherty's going to take off her clothes.
Oh, yeah. He was so happy.
And says, maybe this won't be so boring after all. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
So,
do you have any final thoughts on this? Any Jerry Springer style final thoughts on this this episode?
I just hope Brandon gets back to normal and Steve does not end up in jail.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Brenda ends up in jail at some point, I think, right? That's when you started watching this back a couple of years ago.
Oh, yeah.
I believe she ends up in jail at some point.
Yeah, because she, freed some animals or something.
I didn't actually watch some of those episodes. Some of those episodes you watched on your own, because we used to do separate TV shows.
Yeah.
But now we spend a lot of evening, prime time, watching shows together, so.
A lot more togetherness.
Yeah, exactly. But, yeah, why don't you tell the people...
Please go to our website at latefee1994 at AOL.com. Or actually, that's where you can write us. Our website is retrolatefee.com.
Mm-hmm. What else?
Tell your friends.
All right. Well, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.